Have you ever wondered why you can't focus like it now feels impossible? Well, this is actually a bad sign. So bad that if you don't change, it could be too late. You could fail at school or fail at your business, all because of this one problem. However, I got the perfect answer for you. Finally get you back on your feet, I'm going to show you what this problem is and how to solve it in 3 easy steps. Because imagine you're working with a brain that has a mind of its own. You can't control it. But once you learn what I'm going to show you, that brain shuts up and does what you say. Anyway, so you have a problem, but you don't know what it is. Well, what if I told you that it's right in front of you? Basically, 2 months ago, I sent it this message. There's a reason I'm showing you this because I was going through the same problem you're having right now, a lack of focus. But there were 3 reasons I couldn't focus. First of all, when I was trying to work, my thoughts would keep getting in the way. Like, I would ponder and this would last hours. Second of all, I was doing something every day that was ruining my focus, to the point where I had brain fog every morning. I'll reveal what this is later. And third of all, my brain just stopped being interested. The work just became boring. I bet you this is the same problem you're dealing with right now. Comment down below if you're struggling with this. But here's the thing, why was I going through this? Well, it's the same reason you can't focus too, and it actually makes sense. So when you do something, you always start with a goal, right? Like getting an assignment done in time. Well, that goal sticks with you until you're done working. This is what keeps you productive. However, these goals eventually disappear, and now you need new ones. This in itself is a massive thorn in your side, but that's not the only problem. There's also this massive issue with your schedule. Basically, it's normal to repeat the same schedule over and over again. However, the more you repeat it, the more boring it gets. Until eventually, your mind doesn't want to do it anymore. Simply put, your brain is bored to death. All of these issues have destroyed your focus, and this is a massive problem because 52% of people fail college, and even worse, 58% of students failed twice. This means that if you don't fix this problem, then you could end up as a statistic. Sounds terrible, right? Well, don't worry, because you're in luck. I have 3 steps for you. 3 steps that'll construct focus so good that you'll rake in so much progress in such a little time, and they're very easy to do. So let's begin with the first step. When I was having issues working, I was doing something that was ruining my focus. You know how I mentioned this earlier? Second of all, I was doing something every day that was ruining my focus, to the point where I had brain fog every morning. I'll reveal what this is later. Well, this is because of an effect. Basically, at around 7 PM, with nothing to do, I would boot up the computer and do a few bad habits, like doom scrolling on Twitter, playing a video game, or binge watching YouTube videos. However, I want you to do something for me. Out of these 3 habits, which one ruined my focus the most? I'll give you 3 seconds. Go. Done? Well, the answer is not what you would expect. It's actually all of them. Basically, every morning, I would get out of bed feeling half awake with a brain so fried that it felt like static. Why did this happen? Well, this is when I introduced to you the first action. You see, there's this time I like to call the resting zone. This is when your brain is supposed to get ready for sleep. But in this 1-hour time gap, if you start scrolling, next morning your focus will be worse. This is what I call the transfer effect. Now, the obvious answer is to just stop doing bad habits, period. But here's the thing, we can use this effect to our advantage. There's a habit that you can do 10 minutes before sleeping that'll make you wake up out of your cushiony, fluffy bed feeling nice, fresh, and clear, ready to tackle the entire day. What is this habit? Meditation. You should have expected it, really. Anyway, this thing is called sunrising, when you transfer the effects of the good habits to the next morning. So that's sunrising. But now I want you to do this next step. If you've searched up how to be productive on YouTube, 9 times out of 10, someone has told you to get a schedule. This is wise advice. However, there is one fatal flaw. Let's say you have a schedule for tomorrow, but when you wake up the next day, you get nothing done. You don't even follow it. You had no clue what to do, even though the schedule was right there. So what gives? Well, here's the problem. When you make a schedule, you might be very productive for some time, but after 3 days, you'll shoot back to square one, being lazy again. This is why scheduling is a hit or miss, but there is a way you can schedule to avoid this problem and get everything done consistently. Basically, when you stop doing a schedule, that's because it has become worthless. It's meaningless now. This means that you need to attach some meaning to the schedule. But hold on a second, how do I do this? Well, first, make a new one. Change the times, make it different. But second, you're going to add value. Basically, let's say you make a schedule for tomorrow. However, as you wake up the next day, hours slip away as you do nothing. This is because the schedule held no value. So let's change one thing. What if when you make a schedule, for every task, you attach a goal to it. Like you're doing college work at 7 AM because you want to get it done early. Or you go to the gym because you want to work on your biceps. you're more likely to do those tasks because if you're going to the gym for no reason, you're just going to the gym. There's like nothing to it. That's meaningless. Same goes for working. Everything needs a purpose and a goal. Also, quick tidbit, if you want me to make a video on how to create killer goals that will make you productive, like this video and comment down below. Now we're on to the last and final step. For this step, I got a question to ask you. Have you ever tried to work, but your mind won't let you? Like you're trying to begin, but you just can't. Well, that's because you're in paralysis mode. Basically, when you're doing your work, you end up falling into the same mindset as everyone else. You start to overthink. It's safe to say that this problem plagues all of us, but there is an easy fix that no one tells you about. And you'll feel dumbfounded once I say it. You see, when you're overthinking, you're not in a flow. You're not in that natural state of focus. This means that in order to stop this, you have to get into flow. But how? Well, I'm going to change your mindset. Instead of thinking, I want you to immediately begin. Just use your willpower and do it. The only way you can stop ruminating is to just do the action anyway. Otherwise, you'll be stuck there doing nothing. But what if I told you that we're not done yet? Because I have one last step for you that I kept hidden for the entire video. Basically, I've spent years improving my focus, and it's something I know a lot about. This means that I've had a lot of the same issues you have gone through. However, luckily for you, I've compiled every way you can force yourself to lock in into one video. It's right here. Don't waste the opportunity. We also have a new membership where members get videos a day early and unique videos as well. And the club is completely exclusive, so don't miss out, alright? Anyway, subscribe and keep never quitting. Love you guys.